What's going on, you guys? It's Nick Johnson, your favorite sports YouTube journalist, back in here with one more video. I know this is the first sports video that I've even posted up in a while, since like the day after the Super Bowl. I apologize for that. I was just on some downtime, and I'm trying to catch up on things, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we had another interesting news that developed earlier today, this morning, and it's in relation to football. Now, almost a month ago, or like a couple weeks ago, we went over the Jared Goff Matthew Stafford swap. Stafford coming to LA and Goff going to Detroit and whatnot. So that was the first domino of a series of quarterback movements that have taken place. That will take place this upcoming free agency. So when the first day of free agency, all the trades that can happen will become official from that point forward. So with that being said, we have another domino falling in the year of quarterback movement, and that is involving former star Carson Wentz. As we just gotten today, the Philadelphia Eagles have traded away their former Pro Bowl quarterback Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 draft picks, which is a third-round pick for this year's draft and a conditional second-rounder for next year's draft that could possibly turn into a first-round pick. Now, those are the details of the trade. So, Wentz going to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 draft picks. One for this year in the third round, which is probably where I believe you could find the real cream of the crop outside of the first 2 rounds. And a conditional second rounder that can turn into a first. Now, how that second round pick will turn into a first rounder is if Carson can play at least between 70 and 75% of the team's snaps for this upcoming season, and they can qualify for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So if he can play at least 75% of the team snaps for this coming season, or at least 70%, and can guide the team to the playoffs, that conditional second round pick for next year can turn into an automatic first rounder. Now, how do I think about this? It's pretty much a writing written on the wall for like the last 2 months, and as far as I can remember, because Carson Wentz last season was an absolute dud. He was god awful as far as we can remember. Last season, he was very terrible. He only had 16 touchdowns to go against a league high 15 interceptions. He led the league with 15 interceptions for all of last season, which is really, really problematic. He even missed a couple games due to injury, but he was also a healthy scratch in the regular season finale against the Washington football team, in which the team started the young rookie sensation out of what was it, Georgia? No, not Georgia. Jalen Hurts, whom they selected in the second round out of last year's draft, as we can remember. That was like a big shocker. Expecting Philadelphia can go upgrade in certain areas and instead taking Jalen Hurts in the second round. So, and of course, Hurts made an impression and Wentz's absence, and of course, when Carson has had a bad game and whatnot. So, with Carson Wentz's poor play and the emergence of Jalen Hurts, that pretty much sealed Carson's fate in Philadelphia. So, with that being said, he has a chance to make a new start and hopefully revitalize his career a bit, because the last good season that he's had was the 2017 season, where he made the Pro Bowl for the first time ever and was an MVP candidate. He had a great season that year, an amazing season. Was an MVP candidate before he had to suffer that gruesome torn ACL late in that year and had to sit on the sidelines and watch his backup Nick Foles guide the Eagles to their first ever Super Bowl championship in franchise history. So that was like the last good season he had until he was derailed by the torn ACL. And then, of course, sometime afterwards, Nick Foles would leave, and then Wentz would sign that supermassive 4-year, $128 million contract extension to stay in Philadelphia. So, before this came about, Philadelphia was looking for a Matthew Stafford-like trade package that the Rams made with the Lions. As you remember, the Lions traded away their franchise quarterback Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams for the young Jared Goff and like a plethora of draft picks. Two of them first rounders. You know, as therefore mortgaging the Rams' future as we all know it. But that was the trade package that Philadelphia was looking for a guy of Wentz's value. But that was not going to happen in the first place anyway, because the injuries, Wentz's horrible play, especially from last season, and that hefty contract in which he's over over $30 million for the next couple years, that pretty much limited his trade market and had a terrible value as a result. And the Colts were like the only team that was willing to take on that services. Now for the Colts, they could hope that Wentz can be able to revitalize himself. And they needed help at quarterback anyway, because Phillip Rivers, the future Hall of Famer Phillip Rivers, retired last month after a 17-year Hall of Fame career, as we all remember him for. And probably don't have that much faith and trust in Jacoby Brissett in the get-go, so they really need help at quarterback. So they think they might have a potential upgrade in the 28-year-old Wentz to see if he can actually get back to that Pro Bowl form that he had before he tore his ACL and before he had that abysmal final year tenure in Philadelphia, as we all saw him for. So, yeah, so for the Colts, this is a good upgrade, but it remains to be seen. And for Philadelphia, that proves to you that they're going to go forward with Jalen Hurts as a result. And he's shown great promise, as we all seen him last season to be. And we'll see how that goes going forward. So, and of course, I want to see, and as a football fan I am, and a YouTube fan that I could be, well, that I am rather, I'm willing to see what EDP 445's reaction. For those of you who don't know who EDP 445 is, he is a lifelong Eagles fan, and he's known for his over-the-top, hard, cutting-edge rants over his Eagles and other wild topics that he can throw about and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm willing to see what his reaction would be. I got to check it out after this video is over. But yeah, those are the details. Carson Wentz is going to the Indianapolis Colts to be the new starting quarterback of the future. Philadelphia is going to go Jalen Hurts for the rest of the way. So, interesting blockbuster. And we'll see how that goes. And from what I heard, the Colts Super Bowl odds have diminished a bit since the arrival of Wentz, due to the fact that his poor play for the last two seasons have pretty much shown as a result of that. So, yeah. Sorry about that. That's my grandma making noise. But, yeah. That is the details of the trade. That's how it went down. Wentz to Indianapolis. Hopefully he'll get a fresh start. But we'll see what happens. Only time can tell. I can't say that for sure. So, interesting deal. With that being said, that's all I have for today's video. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. If you want to keep pace on when I'm going to upload my next video, hit that bell like button so you get my notifications. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Indy found their quarterback of the future for the time being? Or do you think there's a big risk that may not pay off? So let me know what you think of this deal in the comment section. So with that being said, I'm Nick Johnson, your favorite sports YouTube journalist, and I'm out. Peace.